The highest form of love. So there are two types of love in the world. There is self-love and the love we receive from others. I wanted to cover both today. I want to have a discussion on both of those subjects. The first one I wanted to talk about was I was having a discussion with a mate of mine, and kind of work in pretty similar areas, teaching men specifically, but how to be the best versions of themselves, how to step up and live their best life, including health and fitness and all those kinds of things. And we agree on a lot of topics. And we're talking about that, and he's gotten to this point, and myself as well, where he's just cracked the shit. And he's like, I don't want to, soft shoe around people. I don't want to tiptoe, gonna offend them. And you reach the point where you've got to say the harsh truths. You've got to call people out. You've got to hold them to a higher standard. And he's like, I'm just worried about backlash and things like this. And I was like, completely understand it. But I have thought this for a long time, and I do firmly believe it. I believe when you are willing to stand and hold people accountable and hold them to the highest standard and tell them the God-honest truth, no matter how upset it will make them, and you are willing to weather the storm and weather their anger or sadness or frustration or upsetness, that's not a word, but you know what I mean. When you're willing to weather that, to honestly, and it has to come from a place of love and care, hold them to the standard that needs to be set so that they can be the best version of themselves. When you're willing to do that, that is the highest form of love. I actually think it is disrespectful and unhonest to tell people what they want to hear, to not have the hard conversations with people, to not hold them to the standard. And you can show that highest form of love to people that you don't know. It can be done in this format. It can be done over the internet, over posting, over Messenger. It can be done in those formats. But it is still the highest form of love because you are willing to offend and upset people because it's the truth and it's the right thing to do and it's what is required. And it is what is required for them to become the best version of themselves, to do better, to be better, to show up as a better version of themselves. That's okay. And that's what it's about. And that's where you're at with this kind of stuff. That, you are going to offend people. You are going to push them into areas that they don't want to face, but areas that must be faced, that you must deal with these issues. You must face them head on. And so they're going to be uncomfortable. And the conversation we were having, and I wholeheartedly agree, was about health and fitness. And I had a bit of it the other day, that you are failing your family every time you choose to sedate with food. When you choose comfort over discipline, when you choose to have the wine, to have the beer, the whiskey, the chocolate, the lollies, the chips, the ice cream, the fucking pizza, whatever it is, when you choose to continually stuff your face to chase comfort and not do what is required because it's uncomfortable, you are failing those who love you, those who believe in you. You are failing them. And this is what he put out, and understandably triggered quite a few people. But it's the fucking truth, especially if you have young children. If you are not showing up as the best version of yourself, if you're not showing up and leading by example, you are failing them. You are letting them down because, one, they're going to emulate you. Two, you are not able to be the best version of yourself. You are not showing up as the best father that you can humanly possibly be. Because you can't. You can't be. If you are not in the best shape of your life and constantly improving yourself, you can't be the best father possible. Now, you don't have to be like me. You don't have to seek perfection. That it doesn't have to be absolutely spot on every single time. But it does have to be good. It does have to be done properly. It does have to be, more often than not, that you are making the right choices. And as I said to you before, like, I am in phase 2 of 126 to greatness. And we're in, I can never keep track of the days, day 172, I believe, of perfection, where I have had 0 days off. But there are coming up, particularly at the end of October, where I will have my first meal off for my wife's birthday. So it doesn't mean that forever I will give these things up. No. But it means I am saving those things for moments that matter. So we have young children, so we don't get to go out as frequently as I would like. So I'm taking my wife out for her birthday. So we will go to a lovely restaurant. We will have the wine. We will have, the desserts. We will have all the foods that we want. That is what's going to happen. All right? But that's the rare occasion. And it makes those occasions more special. I'm not just doing this because I feel like having a cheeky beer or, sitting back and having a pizza and a tub of ice cream for dinner. No, I'm doing it for something that has meaning, that will create memories, that improves other areas of my life. It improves my relationship. It improves my connection to my wife. It improves creating memories and those kinds of things. So that carries value and weight. Whereas just sitting on the couch and stuffing my face does not. So it's about choosing the things that matter more. It's about choosing those areas carefully. And it's why on the other side of love is self-love, and it's such a fucking hot topic these days, this self-love, and everyone wants to talk about it. It's like, look after you, choose you, look after that. But always I find that within those, that looking after yourself is about relaxing and taking time off and not doing the work and avoiding the work and all that kind of stuff. No. In my opinion, the highest form of self-love is self-discipline. The highest form of self-love is not choosing dopamine. It's not choosing the simple ways out. It is choosing the difficult thing for the long-term success. It is choosing not to have the wine, the chocolate, the ice cream, or whatever the fuck your vice is on that. It's choosing to show up every day and do the work, to work out hard, to be in great physical shape, to choose foods that nourish and fuel your body and fuel your actions. It's choosing to do the work that will progress your business forward, your personal growth forward, to progress in those areas that are going to bring long-term satisfaction. It is the discipline to to make the right choices consistently over and over and over again. That, my friends, is the highest form of self-love. Not this, I worked really hard this week, therefore I'm going to take the weekend off and go get fucking blotto with my mates. No, it ain't that shit. It's doing what is required. Choosing the highest good over the instant gratification. Choosing long-term success, long-term satisfaction over pleasing yourself right now. That is the highest form of self-love. Self-discipline is the highest form of self-love. And discipline is also freedom. Everyone talks about it being restrictive, and I can't believe I can't have those things, and I don't know how you do it. No, it is the highest form of self-love. That you get to show up and choose the things that will give you the freedom to make the choices you want. My body is in incredible condition. I have the freedom to do whatever I want with it. I take on new adventures. I take on new tasks. My kids ask me to do anything. I can do anything. At any moment, I can go do the things I want to do because I make the right choices. So it creates freedom for me in this moment. You know, I have the freedom to run my own business, to make the choices on how I live my life. I have the freedom to do the things I want because I have discipline. And in the areas that I am not satisfied in it, I employ more discipline. And as we've discussed, I am working harder and harder to create even more discipline, to create more freedom in the areas that truly fucking matter. You know, I'm employing discipline to do this, to be here, to talk to you, because this is what I want to do. This is what I want to spend my life doing. I want to dedicate my life here. So I employ discipline so that I have the capacity to do those things, so that I can create freedom in those other areas. But that requires the highest form of self-love, self-discipline. And that's where we're at. That loving on both ends isn't giving in. It is not submitting. It's not surrendering to others to allow them to do the things that don't serve them. It is making a conscious decision to hold the standard, to choose discipline, to elevate you and others to being the best version of yourself. That is what love is. And when you realize that those who truly love you and those who truly love themselves will hold really harsh and high standards for themselves and for others, you realize they're the ones who care deeply, because they are choosing the overall success of life, to be the best, rather than choosing instant gratification, choosing the easy way out, choosing to be soft and gentle. They're choosing what is required. And that, my friends, is love. So that's all I have for you at this point. And I hope you took value from it. I hope you enjoyed it. So as always, I leave you with the standard platitudes. If there was something of note, if there was something of value in what I've just delivered, then please like, comment, subscribe. If you want to take the first step towards being the best version of yourself, please click the link in my bio and grab the top 10 tools to transform your mental toughness. And if you are ready to go all in on yourself and you want to show the highest form of self-love and become a better version of yourself, please message me directly. Let's get you into my 30-day Greatness Club challenge, and let's see who you can become when you love yourself enough to show complete discipline and to do the work. Because on the other side is true greatness. But that is all I have for you. Until next time.